All I know is this is the guy I want. And this is the guy that I want badly. And unfortunately, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Sesko. But reports suggesting today that Napoli are ready to battle it out with Arsenal to sign Sporting Lisbon's £67 million rated striker, Gyökeres. The Sunday Mirror reports that Napoli are ready to battle it out with Arsenal. Now, look, he would suit Antonio Conte down to the ground. I totally get why Napoli want him. They've got Lukaku. They know he's not going to be around forever. And what's mad about this? Something stinks. And I'll tell you why something stinks. We look like we're going for Gyökeres. For some reason, it stalls, and we then switch our target to Sesko. Now, if I take you back and rewind you, yeah, you've got Arsenal want Sesko, Arsenal want Sesko, Arsenal want Sesko, boom, switch target, Arsenal want Gyökeres, Arsenal want Gyökeres, Arsenal want Gyökeres. We kind of want Gyökeres, but it's gone a bit quieter. Now we want Sesko again. We want Sesko. Something's going on, people. I don't know what it is, but something's going on. I'm not suggesting there's a tug of war. I'm not suggesting Arteta and Berta are falling out before people start to jump on that. I actually genuinely do not think that's the case. I think what could be happening here is there could be a little bit of a smoke screen going on, and I don't know which direction. I don't know if we're trying to get Gyökeres and their agent fees and his weekly wages are too much, and we're trying to put in a bit of a smoke screen and say, okay, then we're going to go back to Sesko, so that he then goes, oh, no, I want him to move to Arsenal, and he comes to Arsenal. Or is it the other way around, and Sesko and Leipzig are not playing ball, and we're then saying we want Gyökeres so that we can then use a smoke screen against him to get Sesko? I do not know what's happening. I do not know what's happening. All I know is this. Factually, I want Gyökeres. He's the guy I want. Everybody wants him. We did a poll yesterday. It was about 70% of people that wanted Victor Gyökeres at Arsenal ahead of Benjamin Sesko. There, for me, lies why we need to get Victor Gyökeres. The fans want him. The fans believe he's the guy. Everybody would be happy with him. He'd be a marquee signing. He'd be one that everyone understands. Nobody would look at that signing thinking, what? That's a crazy risk. No, it's not. Victor Gyökeres is not a crazy shout. Do you know why it's not a crazy shout? Because he's banging in goals. He's worth the risk, worth the punt. Why did we do this? Why did we do this? Big up to LB for the raid, man. Oh my God, this guy. Look at this guy. 5 years. Oh my God, 5 years. This guy, man. This guy is a joker. What are you saying, brother?
I was like, right, I'm reading Pots here. How can we wind him up a little bit? I was like, when was the last time Arsenal won a trophy? 5 years ago. Everyone getting this chat and span 5 years, man.
Man,
what are you
it's
saying?
been five horrible years, man. I can't lie.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah.
What about this? What about this stuff going around on the Arsenal Twitter land of Arsenal? Well, I don't know the actual narrative itself, but about Arsenal were very close, or I'll beat PSG on XG or something. So you guys,
bro,
what is going on, bro?
Apparently, we had the best XG in comparison to Liverpool, Villa, Inter Milan, and another team. What did that do for us, bruv? This is the thing, man. We can make. Do you know what they say? You can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. That's what Arsenal do, man. They get a turd and they're like, right, we can't polish this because it's just shit, innit? But we'll roll it in some glitter and we'll try and make it as pretty can be. And that's like what Arsenal have done with this PSG thing. That's what Mikel Arteta's tried to do with the whole, we were the better team, and anyone else with our injuries will come 15th in the league or whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of excuses at Arsenal, bruv. There's a lot of, we played a victim very, very well. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately,
but then the thing when you because that's facts, bro. Because I always thought about when at the start of the season there was this whole PGMOL thing against Arsenal, right? And all the Arsenal fans were moaning, and I was just like, there was a lot of these people that was moaning about the refereeing decisions. There was like zero accountability. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So I don't mind if you moan about a refereeing decision, but then say, but we were shit. It's like, so with the FA Cup final, I was like, how the fuck did that goalkeeper not get on? Yeah, I didn't even. Do you know that shoot Henderson handballed it, didn't he?
Oh
That's
yeah.
clear fucking red card, right?
Yeah,
No,
it was, yeah.
I didn't even mention that once in my match review. Not once. Bro, I swear down. I didn't even realize. I didn't mention that refereeing decision once in my match review. I didn't even speak about it. I spoke about my own team. I spoke about team selection. I spoke about performance of players. I spoke about like fucking why is Haaland not taking the penalty? Not once did I mention that. Yeah, like you can mention refereeing decisions if you want, but like you have to. You can't just blame referees. Like referees are shit for everybody. And this is what I'm saying. So like, it's the Brighton game. Yeah, which one was the Brighton game? Was that the Declan Rice one?
Well, there was both. There was the Declan Rice one, and then we drew 1-1 again, and Saliba got sent off for headbutting the geezer in the penalty area. Do you remember? We give all the
So
penalties.
So do you know the first one when
Yeah.
Declan Rice kicked the ball away?
Yeah.
He got booked, right? So one of them, like, people saying it's harsh or whatever, right? Well, factually, he kicked the ball away, right? So it's a booking, yeah. But also, there's no accountability for him doing that. Why did he do that in the first place? But what annoyed me about that game, yeah, is all them Arsenal fans who make excuses in that game, yeah. Not one of them spoke about the fact that Kai Havertz went through on goal in that game against Brighton 5 minutes towards the end of the game and put the ball wide. Not one of these Arsenal fans mentioned that. So they'll sit there and they'll go, referee. You'll go, right, but he did kick the ball away, didn't he? Well, it's never happened, but he did kick the ball away. No. Like, yeah, he did. So you minimize that decision, even though it factually kicked the ball away, right? And then you don't speak about the fact that Kai Havertz went through on goal with 5 minutes to go and put the ball wide. Why? Because it's excuses, bro. It's excuses. And it's like, bro, there's so many games where that happens. It's like excuses. Like you're not gonna win this league. Yeah, you're not gonna win this league. If every time you don't win, you look for excuses, blame referees, blame injuries, blame this, blame that. Winning the league is hard. It's fucking hard and it's long. It's mad long. Yeah, 38 games, and you're probably gonna go to match day 38. Yeah, most times. Yeah, you need to be coming out of games and going, why the fuck didn't we win? Why didn't we win? What went wrong? Yeah. If you're coming out of games going, oh, well, we were absolutely fine in that game. The only reason we didn't win is because of the referee. I'm sorry, you don't have the mentality for it, man. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you got to do. Like, it's just the facts.
Well, look, James has come back at you and said, LB, shut up. Soba's like kicked the ball away after and he didn't get sent off.
Says it's excuses. And what, James? What are you going to do? You're going to go outside the PGML offices and start fucking protesting? No, you're not. So get on with it. Yeah. Say, all right, maybe a little bit unlucky. Yeah. And this as well. Yeah. If your manager would have bollocked Rice after that game and said, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck did you do that? Maybe Trossard wouldn't have got sent off against City. Maybe you win that game. You get an extra 2 points there.
And we were, to be fair, we were on top of you, man. We were 11v11. Arsenal were quality. Then we went down to 10, and then we had to bloody put everyone behind the ball and end up drawing 2-2. Mate, I can't believe people are using the referees as an excuse, man. Like, when you have to use a referee as an excuse, you ain't played well enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I use this all the time, yeah. The first game of the season, Havertz got throwed, right, by the Wolves lad. Because we won 2-1 or 2-0, no one cared, mate. Literally zero complaints. Right. And then when we get 4 or 5 potential kind of decisions that go against us, all of a sudden those ones are brought up. So if, let's just say, that Wolves result, first game of the season, bruv, yeah, we draw 1-1 LB and Havertz gets throttled, Arsenal fans will bring it up. Because we won 2-0, no one mentions it. But they're happy to bring up Declan Rice when it's 1-1. If Havertz puts that ball in the back of the net, people might look at it and go, that Declan Rice thing was a bit odd, wasn't it? But we played well. We won the game 2-1. We moved. But because Havertz has missed and it's not 2-1, the referee's an idiot. Well, the referee might have been an idiot anyway. But that's not the reason that we did not win the game. Because if Havertz actually does his job and puts the ball in the back of the net, we win 2-1. So, look, I understand there's a lack of consistency. I'm not saying that's not true. And I understand that the referees are incompetent at times. I'm not saying that's not true. The officials are shocking. That ain't the reason Arsenal have lost the league, mate. Yeah?
Facts.
That's just the way I see it, bro.
Arsenal didn't win the league, because the transfer window was shit, just like City's. Yeah. And I do think that you guys have got a mentality problem. / I don't know if that manager is good enough. I still don't know whether that manager is the one for you. Yeah, but like that's the truth, man. Like, I'm not saying don't moan about referees. If you want to moan about referee, do it, bro. But at the end of the day, the referees are shit. They're shit for everyone. Get on
Facts.
with it. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah, man. Facts.
But what are you doing with these transfers, bro? What's happening? Who are you signing and that?
Oh, just going through it, man. Gyökeres or Sesko? Who do you think we should sign?
I go and get Gyökeres over Sesko all day long.
Go on then. I've been saying this, but I've been told Sesko's quality by Arsenal fans. So what are you telling me?
Bro, it's like Gyökeres has scored 50 goals this year, yeah. He scored like 30 or 40 last year. He done all right at Coventry as well. Like, this guy scored goals pretty much everywhere he's been. Yeah, Sesko, in my opinion, ain't even the best striker at his current club, bro.
Yeah. Openda, isn't it?
Openda's got more goals than him at his current. Wait, is it Leipzig, yeah?
Leipzig, yeah.
Openda's got more goals. We played Leipzig a few years ago. I think it was last year or the year before. Openda was the better striker.
You know what's mad as well? Marmoush, mate, he's still scored more goals than him. And he joined you in January.
I just think that, right, this should have been last summer as well. I just think this summer is the season for Arsenal to go big and get the X Factor players in. Yeah, because you don't need that much now. You don't need that much. You need a left winger because Martinelli and Trossard ain't good enough. You need a striker. And then it's like, and then you've already got Zubimendi boxed off, which I think is a really good signing, in my opinion. And then it's just about making sure you have the right squad rotation. Like, bro, I feel like Sesko, yeah, I can tell you I feel like what's gonna happen with Sesko is, yeah, you're gonna sign him, yeah, we'll get to February. Arsenal won't be in a title race, and Arsenal fans will be saying, oh, Sesko next year will be ready to go now. He's had his bedding in period. It'll be next year, and we'll be in the same thing again of next season. And everyone will be posting that clip of Patrice Evra saying Netflix FC. Like, Sesko gives you an excuse to beg for more time. It gives Arteta a reason to go to the board and say, I need more time because Sesko now is bedded in and next season will be the one. You ain't really doing that with Gyökeres, bro. Like, you're not signing a guy who scored 50 goals and saying, oh, he might need a year or two. You're buying it, and he's 60 million quid as well. Like, you're buying him to put him in the team and go, you're scoring goals, bro. So I don't know, man. I feel like Sesko's just
you know why though, bruv, right? Me and Curtis were talking about this. I agree with you in terms of the whole, oh, well, we bought Sesko, but like he ain't going to be ready straight away. Like he might be a few years off, yeah? He's only 21 or whatever it is, right? That's the first thing. Do you know what the other thing is, bro? Havertz. Havertz is an issue at Arsenal, bruv, right? Because we've spent 65 M's on this geezer and give him 290 a week. And if he's now a squad player, Arteta has to hold his hands up and go, I got that one wrong. I whole earthed up about
it. He has got it wrong, hasn't he? Let's be honest, he has got it wrong. Now, he's done better than everybody else thought, but ultimately it has failed because he's not going to be playing in midfield next year and he's not going to be the striker. So you've got a £60 million player on 290 grand a week sat on the bench. So that transfer has failed. Now, it might not have flopped the way people thought it was going to flop, but ultimately it's the same outcome. It has failed. It's a failed transfer. You should never have signed Havertz, man. Never have signed Havertz. What a stupid signing that was. Yeah, but listen, he's done all right when he's played striker, but ultimately, you know, you're getting a new striker, so he's not done that good, has he? He's on 290k a week. But yeah, I feel like Arsenal, man, this is the summer. Like, you look at Liverpool, yeah. You look at Liverpool, they're going out getting Frimpong, Kirkes, Wirtz, and I reckon they get someone else up top as well. Yeah, I think they get striker or left winger, right? These are the sort of players that Arsenal should be going signing in terms of quality.
I agree.
Wirtz is, but as a striker, who's the Wirtz of the striker world? Is it Gyökeres? Go and get fucking Gyökeres. Yeah, is it Osimhen? Go and get fucking Osimhen. Who's the left winger? Rodrigo. Go fucking put a bid in. Yeah, they're saying he might want to stay or whatever. Fucking put a bid in, see what happens. Go put 100 million on the table to Real Madrid and say to Rodrigo, listen, we know you might not want to come or whatever, but we've got 100 million on the table for Real Madrid, 300 grand a week. You're going to be our starting left winger. You're going to take us to the title and you'll be the poster boy. You might say no, and what? You got to get rejected, man.
Mm.
You're going to go for the best players.
Man. You did it with Wirtz, man.
We got rejected off Wirtz. We got rejected off Bellingham, and what? You'd rather me just go and sign a load of bums? You know, we got Haaland. So yeah, you're gonna get one, you're gonna miss out on one. And what? Who cares? Oh, I don't want to be mocked online on Twitter. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You know, we could have lost out on Haaland. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we went for him. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel that, like, if Arsenal go, I think first of all, so positives. Yeah, I think Zubimendi's a good signing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good signing. Now, if he's replacing Partey, ironically, you could say he's actually a downgrade, right? But he's a good signing. He's a good player, yeah. And then, yeah, go and get a top-class left winger. What left winger you been linked with?
Rodrigo and Nico Williams.
See, I'm not a massive fan of Nico Williams, right? But
No, me neither.
we'll see, innit? Maybe,
Well,
maybe.
actually, I've just been talking about it. Actually, it isn't Nico. It has been Nico Williams, but Eze today from Palace.
See, Eze's an interesting one, innit? Because
I like
Eze's a good player, right? But I'm like, has he got that jump to go to a Champions League level club, do you think? You know, some of these players like the Madisons and that.
Yeah.
Like, they're good players, innit?
Yeah.
Like, Jared Bowen is a good player, right? You agree?
I love him. I think he's one of the most underrated Premier League players. I think.
But do you think he could make that jump to a Champions League team to get to and play for a team that's wanting to win the Premier League and the Champions League?
I actually think Bowen would be a really good signing for Arsenal and Liverpool. I actually think he's got everything about what is needed. But you're right to ask that question because there's been so many, right, that have been at that level: Palace, Fulham, Brentford, Wolves, and then they've gone boom, and it's just not worked. You could say that, to be honest. Manchester City have done that with a few. Do you remember Jack Rodwell, Calvin Phillips? They were like quality. Everyone's like, we all want these. They came into City. They just went,
I never wanted these players.
Never wanted. No, but they were good players, right? They weren't like bums. Do you know what I mean? Like Calvin Phillips. No, but Calvin Phillips was called up for England, played really well alongside Rice. And we thought,
I hear what you're saying, but I never rated him. I rate Eze a lot higher than Calvin Phillips, and I never.
No, I do as well, and they're both different players. But I'm trying to think of other. Chelsea have done it with others as well, where it's like, why did they go there and ruin their career? You know. So we've had that as well. But I don't know, man. Something about Eze I like. I think he could be, and I'm not saying Eze starts every game, by the way. Eze for me would be a squad rotator with Ødegaard, or maybe even play if Ødegaard carries on playing like this.
Could he play off the left?
He could play off the left. Yeah, he could. I was just speaking to Rich, who was in the chat in here from Palace. If he's still in, he will say that. But he can play on the left. But I think Lookman, Williams, Leroy Sané was linked yesterday. But
Lookman, I've watched Lookman a few times this year.
I like Lookman.
He has been on smoke this year, and he's available.
Yeah, I like Lookman.
He's been. I watched him a few times. I watched that because I was doing Edison watch-alongs. You know, the Edison.
Oh yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah.
I was watching it because we were linked to him in January, so I was like, right, let me watch some of these Atlanta games. And fucking hell, mate, that Lookman is a top player, you know. And I watched him against Real Madrid, and he cooked Real Madrid. It was absolutely phenomenal. He's a good player, man. You could get him and Eze.
So I said this. I said, look, I want Rodrigo. I wanted Kvaratskhelia in it in January. Funny that.
Wow.
That was an absolute L from everyone, by the way.
Yeah.
And then obviously when he went, I was like, massive L. But now I want Rodrigo because Rodrigo was like, you know, talk about Real Madrid leaving. But I said, out of everybody else, they're all a lower bracket. And I think Lookman is the one that I would take ahead of Rafael Leao, ahead of Nico Williams, ahead of these guys. Yeah. So Lookman for me would be a great shout. I don't know, man. Like, they're right. Do you know what I mean about this position? There ain't that many out there. You don't look at
but if you went and got Lookman and Eze, you've got two players that can play on the left. Lookman also can play down the middle as a striker, as like an emergency.
And Eze can play in the 10 as well.
And Eze, so you're getting players that can play in multiple positions. And by the way, this is what City did very well for a large part of like the last 6-7 years. If we had like players like Bernardo Silva, people always said, "Oh, City had this mad squad of like 28 players." It was complete BS. What we had is we had loads of players that could play everywhere. Bernardo could play midfield, DM, right wing. Yeah, Foden could play left wing, right wing, striker, 8, 10. Yeah, Grealish could play down the middle, left wing. Like we had players, Alvarez, yeah, off the left, centre mid, striker. Like you got to get these players, man. If you got Eze, Lookman, right, Zubamendi, and Gyökeres. There's zero excuses then, innit? Like you got to go with it. Like that's and how much would that cost you? What's Gyökeres? 60 mil?
Gyökeres is, they reckon, 65 mil.
Zubamendi, what, 50?
Zubamendi's 50. That's 110. Who else did you say?
Lookman, I reckon it'd be about 50 because they want out. He wants to go and either.
That's 160.
And then who's the other one?
Zubamendi. No, you said Zubamendi. Eze, 68 million. So it's just over 200 million we're talking about.
200 million, and then you've got a squad there, aren't you?